Okay, today we're going to look at HDR Photomerge in Lightroom. This will be a quick tutorial because the process is pretty quick and easy. The reason why you might want to do this is, as you can see with these three images on the screen, one's really dark, one's really bright, one's kind of in the middle, but they're all a bit on the flat side. This is usually done when you've got a lot of shadows and a lot of highlights and you want the picture to look natural. Some people with HDR, they make stuff look kind of like a fantasy scape, that type of stuff. This is actually going to try to make it look a little bit more like our eyes see it. When I took the picture, I had my camera on a tripod so that way that wouldn't move. Then I also set the auto bracketing feature on the camera itself. And what this is you go into the menu and you set it so that it will take 3 pictures in a row. One will be at a lower exposure, one will be at a more central exposure, and one will be at a higher exposure. That's how you get these 3 images. So when you're in Lightroom, you've got your 3 images selected in the library panel. All you do is right click on it, go to Photomerge, and then HDR. The auto align is generally going to be used if you were hand holding it, or there might be a little bit of discrepancy between one image to the next. You can see mine does adjust a little bit, but not too much. And that's because, of course, it was on a tripod, but maybe the wind was blowing, or maybe I tapped it, who knows. But it looks good to me like this. The auto settings is going to be applying the tone and color to it. So as you can see, it's looking pretty accurate. The shadows down here, not nearly as dark as the shadows up here. The highlights, not quite as high as there. So it's doing it on its own. You can unselect that, and you can see as well, it's a little bit of what I want. I'd have to go in and do more adjustments to it after the picture is edited. So this is for people basically like me that like to have more control over theirs. But for the beginning user, just use the auto settings because you can go in and tweak it anyways. DegHost, what this is it's going to detect any movement. So in this case, I had a slow shutter speed to catch the waves and the clouds. So if I'm just going to go with a low, and you can see it's telling me those movements areas, and it's going to try to get rid of that kind of ghosting. I don't want that. I want the movement in the waves and stuff. And then you can also create stack. So what this does is, if you don't select it, what it's going to do is it's going to create another image. It's going to create a 4th image that is these 3 merged together. If you go create stack, what it's going to do is merge them, but you're also still going to have the other 3 images in the stack. And as you can see here, now I've got this little icon, photo as part of a stack. And it's letting me know that I've got those other ones underneath it that I can click on and access if I need to or not. Now I can take that, go over to my develop panel, and start making my edits, like cleaning up this little whatever it was here that looks like what was on the camera lens. I might want to play with this a little bit because it looks a little extreme and it's distracting, that kind of stuff. But you can kind of do all that, and you can see here, this was that auto toning and auto color. It went ahead and did a lot of those selections itself that I will want to then adjust as I see fit. And that's it. That's the basic intro to HDR. Like I said, what it's good for is trying to make the picture look natural, like you would have seen it at the time that it was taken. Hope you found that useful, and have a nice day.